Hi, everybody, and welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. My name is Susan LaCroix. My daughter Julie and I are demonstrators and get together every week and share projects with you on YouTube. So we live a couple states apart, so we don't get to stamp together very often, and we treasure those times that we can. Well, Julie and I normally we join each other during our filmings, but we just couldn't make it work this week between our schedules. It's just been a little bit, well, as usual, crazy as usual, I guess is the right phrase to do, but um it just wouldn't work. So we're recording separately, and then we'll watch each other's lives. So that's the way we have to do it this week. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Today is Sunday. It is May 19th. And we are into the new catalog, thank goodness, right? It's been on just nail biting, waiting to be able to show you things. So I'm going to flip to my desktop right now and get started. There it is. All right. So first of all, I have to tell you this. This is great news. Free shipping Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, May 21st, one day only. Shipping is free on orders of $75 or more. So by midnight Mountain Time, orders have to be in. And I haven't had my catalog launch yet, so I thought I would just do it both on the same day. I mean, why not, right? Makes me scramble a little bit, puts the pressure on, but we will be ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a live so people can come over. I'll have some projects ready. You can make one or two cards and look at some new product and maybe play with some new product and then get your free shipping when you place an order. I will also be going live. Well, I may do it live. I'm working out the details yet, but I will be on video and I will show some things as well. Things that maybe you haven't seen quite yet in our Sunday videos. So that's what's going to happen on Tuesday. Details to follow. Just it'll be on my blog. So, or the information will be. All right. And then just to follow up, this is still ongoing through the end of May. It's the join special that Stampin' Up has going. So if you sign up to become a demonstrator before the end of May, you will receive one each of the new in color ink pads. You will receive the in color Stampin' Write markers. You will get a pack of the in color designer series paper stack, and you'll get a pack of assorted in color cardstock. What a great deal. It's an $82 value USD. And all you have to do is sign up. So if you've been on the fence thinking about it, have questions about it, now's a good time to ask. And I'll have a link in my description to link you to my website so you can get more information if you want. All right. Let's take a look at what we're going to use today. Take to the Sky in the annual catalog on pages 36 and 37. I always feel less comfortable doing masculine cards. I don't know why, but I do. So I have to really challenge myself sometimes, and this was no exception. So this is a great little suite. It's got some fun things which will make making cards, I think, a little bit easier. So we got all these great samples. And as I've mentioned before, what they do with the samples is they focus on one of the elements of the suite. So for example, this one is designer series paper. This one is stamps. So things like that. Anyway, there it is. So let's take a look at the components of this. The designer series paper has copper clay, mossy meadow, boho blue, night of navy, and smoky slate. So those are the colors in the paper. But let's start with the stamp set. It's a cling stamp set. It has 11 images in it. I'm sorry, there's 13 images in it. So it's got different size clouds. It's got different size airplanes. It's got some different greetings and a little background or pattern. I think it's line art. So I used blends to color But it's, it's not bad to color, really. It's, it's got some little intricate little details, but not too bad. All right, the dies, lots of fun with these dies. This is where it's 11 dies. It's kind of upside down, don't I? Kind of, sort of. Okay. So these don't have stamps go with them, so you can just die cut out the cardstock, and I'll show you a couple samples that folks have done that with. Then there's the line art images will also be die cut. A little propeller. This little banner that you can attach to the end of the plane with this little piece. So I think that's kind of a fun idea as well. And then some clouds. All right, let's take a look at this paper. "12 by 12 paper and double-sided, of course. And so this is kind of a map. I don't know if it shows flight paths or just a map with dotted lines. This is kind of a fun sheet too, because you can just cut out these tags or just cut out these sections to add to your card and, put a greeting on it and you've got a card. Very quickly. I have this upside down. There we go. I love this check. It coordinates so nicely with a lot of these. You could even have a little tag with it. Just a sea of airplanes on just a real light checked background. You have a sheet of clouds that you can die cut or just use as a background. Some smoky slate checks on the back of this one. Mossy meadow with a bunch of planes on it. And that same, I believe it's the same pattern that's on the stamp. It's kind of a cool background stamp. This one kind of reminds me of those weather maps that show wind patterns. And I don't know if that's what this is supposed to represent or if it's just some swirly things for a background. This is probably one of my favorite sheets of this paper because I'm not sure. I didn't check to see if the dies cut some of these out. It might. I'm not sure, to be honest, but just really pretty. And then there's this nice background sheet. And obviously some of these background sheets can be used with other stamp sets. So there is the designer series paper. And there's one more component of this suite, and that's these little trinkets. These are industrial trinkets. My little case cracked somehow along the way, but these are kind of fun. They stand up pretty high. So I'll just tell you, if you're mailing it, it will probably require extra postage. That's one side of it, and the other side is this. So either side will work depending on what you're doing. This one's probably a little bit, no, they're pretty much even. So those are the trinkets. And let's get started with the project. All right, so for my project, I'm using a copper clay card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have, let's see, let me just dig down to the bottom. The inside piece is 4 inches by 5 1/4. I have a piece of the designer series paper with the airplanes, 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I have a piece of basic white 3.5 by 3.5 that I die cut with the new dies, Spotlight on Nature. And this is one, I believe Julie showed this last week, where the edges of the circles, there's like 4 different patterns in 3 different sizes. Maybe it's 3 different patterns, 1, 2, 3, 3 different patterns in 3 different sizes. So you get quite a few, 4 different sizes. It looks like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, a lot, shall we say. So I did a basic white circle on that. I have a strip of designer series paper, 1.5 by 4 inches, and then another 1/2 inch by 4 inch strip for the inside. So I'm going to take off all my little Post-its and we'll get going. All right, let's just kind of weird not having Julie recording with me. All right, so we're going to set these things aside for the moment. And I'm going to focus on some stamping, and I'm going to bring out a little scrap as well to stamp my airplane. And I'm going to bring out copper clay ink and memento, black memento ink, and some stamps, and some of the gray granite twine from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. All right, I don't need you. I need you two things. So first of all, let me start with the airplane. And this is the littlest plane image. All right, we're done with the black memento. Well, we might as well do this guy too. So the outside greeting reads, "You're the best, plain and simple." And I love the play on words with plain, Plane. And I'm going to stamp this in copper clay above the center of this. And then the last thing we're stamping is our inside greeting, which is happy birthday. All right, and we're done with the stamping. Wipe the ink off my thumb. All right, put this aside, and now we're going to do some coloring. And so I brought out copper clay, smoky slate, and balmy blue because I wanted a really light blue, and all of these are in the lighter tones. So let's start with our bullet point on this. And I'll just do the fuselage of the plane. That's what comes from being married to a naval aviator. A little tricky when you kind of get in here. I think that's it for the copper clay. The wings I will do in smoky slate. And we have a wing here and a little bit of a wing on the other side. And then the light balmy blue, what I was doing, let me just bring this out, is I was mimicking the plane, the colors on the designer series paper. So you'll notice that there's a little bit of blue just to kind of show that that's in motion. I think that's the idea of it. So I just did a little bit of balmy blue there. All right. So then what I did is I went over and to my die cut and embossing machine, and I die cut it out. So that piece is all done. So now we can do some assembly. Like I said, this is not a difficult card to do for my own sanity with the masculine card. All right. Take some of my seal, and we'll put the designer series paper on the front, and I'm just going to do some layering with this. And I chose a smaller, like the 3 3/4 by 5, because I wanted a kind of a border around here. I'm going to also then put a piece of this designer series paper as one layer. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to put some of this on and use Julie's trick, which I like, of using some, ooh, got some fuzzy there, some tear and tape to help hold it in place. And I'm not real nimble figured these days, so I'm going to get my tear and tape ready and give myself a good bit of this to work with. Jewish size. So I'm going to do one of these. Put this maybe going a little on the diagonal. Here we go. More or less. It'll work. I'll get some dimensionals on this bad boy and we'll stick it on the card. So do you guys have this set? And if not, do you like it? Is it on your wish list? Leave me a comment and let me know. Because we all go through the catalog and we think, oh, this one doesn't appeal to me, but this one sure does, kind of a thing. Or, you know, what appeals to one person may not appeal to another, which is fine. That's what makes it all great. I love to swap because then I get different samples, maybe from sets that I don't have, and gives me some ideas. All right, let's put this guy here. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Let me find my little guys. And our plane is going to go on there. I wasn't sure about this one. I didn't know if I was going to get it. But I don't know. Something just, I kept going back to it and getting drawn to it. So I decided to go ahead, step out of my comfort zone, and get it. So there's the front of the card. And let's go ahead and put our innards in. So we're going to put this little strip of paper, because that little happy birthday is just all so lonesome by itself. Put a little strip on the bottom. And then put this on the inside. All right. And there's our inside. Ta-da! All right. This is, I do like this card. Let's show you some other cards. This one I made, I was looking for something a little bit different, and I came across this this card sketch to do. But I don't know. I wasn't too enamored of it. I did a couple of the propellers. The die cuts out too, so I went ahead and used both of them and just threw some clouds on there. So it's okay. This one is a swap that I got from Michelle Grimble. And this is one where she used just the cardstock and die cut out the plane and die cut out some clouds. So this is kind of a matchbox fold. You're the best, plain and simple. I think that's a real popular greeting with this stamp set. I know I'm drawn to it. And then she used one of the trinkets on the banner for happy birthday. This one is from Char Cooper, and she also used cardstock and the dies to die cut out the plane. And she used one of those tags from one of the big 12 by 12 sheets. She tied some of the baker's twine around the trinket and die cut out some clouds and put the greeting on the cloud. I like that very much. I like Char's cards. She's good. All right, and this is one I believe I shared with you last week, because this was the card layout I used, and except I flipped it upside down, so this piece was over here. But this is what she did with hers. So she stamped and die cut out some planes Just all she did was stamp it on some basic beige and die cut it. She used a little Wink Estella on the propellers. You're the best, plain and simple. Here it is again, and happy birthday. So those are some ideas that you can use with this set. I'd be interested to know, again, if you have it and if you've used it and what you think. All right, so we're going to flip the camera back to my desktop, and I'll give you one more look at this card. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and somewhere in the middle of the screen, there'll be a link to go back to see Julie. So if you started with my video, you can go back and watch hers, and I can't wait to see what she's done. I'm filming separately from her, so as of this filming, I haven't seen what she's come up with. So it'll be fun. I'll be watching right along with you. All right. I think that's it for the day. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead. We're approaching Memorial Day, the end of the month already. Don't forget about free shipping on Tuesday, the 21st, all day long. And until next Sunday, Stamping with Susan and Julie. Have a wonderful week. Bye, everybody.